The headlines: government considering restoring income tax breaks. A second illegal dumper is caught in the act. And in his new book, Tino says he slept with hundreds of women. Welcome to Nation News for Wednesday, April the 20th, 2016. Thanks so much for joining us. The government seems to be having second thoughts about some unpopular income tax changes it introduced last year. Finance Minister Chris Sinclair has told reporters that he might restore some personal tax allowances which were removed in last year's budget. Deductions for home allowances and retirement plans were among those dropped, leaving only contributions to trade unions and statutory associations, donations to charities including churches, and energy audit retrofits, along with the existing personal allowances. Experts had said the changes will cause more of the income earned by individuals to be subject to tax and might not be noticed until people complete their tax returns this month. Mr. Sinclair said consideration is also being given to lowering the income tax rate in the next budget, expected in a couple of months.
We're trying to get away from the taking in and giving back. And, our position is that if government wants people to have the money, they should have it up front. Because the administrative process and the cost of administration of taking it in and then having to process and give it back could be, pretty heavy set on the economy. So as we move the tax system away from that, the process is to try to bring those rates down gradually. But we have to do it gradually because we're still doing fiscal consolidation. So we have to ensure that we don't go too quickly and then cause the fiscal deficit to spike because the revenue is just not coming in.
A second commercial dumper has been caught this week in the act in order to clear an area of garbage that was illegally disposed of. On Tuesday morning, members of the Ministry of Health surveillance team noticed a truck driver illegally dumping at Hangman Hill near Vaucluse and St. Thomas. Environmental Health Officer Royal Rock said information seen on some of the bags led to calls to the company involved, and it was revealed the trucker had been hired to legally dispose of the refuse. Mr. Rock said the hauler decided to take a shortcut instead to an area not far from the Mangrove Pond landfill or the Sustainable Recycling Center. He said it would take about 4 trips in total to completely remove the garbage. An update now on the proposed no-confidence motion against the ruling Democratic Labour Party. Opposition leader Mayor Motley, in whose name the motion has been tabled, said it was not laid in Parliament on Tuesday because the Speaker, Michael Carrington, raised concerns about the wording. Ms. Motley said Mr. Carrington wanted one clause completely deleted and words in another clause removed, but she said the clause the Speaker wants omitted is pertinent to the motion. She is expected to meet soon with the Speaker on the matter. The Government Industrial School could get a new name as part of a makeover. Minister of Home Affairs Adriel Brathwaite says he hopes the proposed changes, which have not yet been discussed by Cabinet, would help to remove the stigma associated with the remand centre for troubled teens. Mr. Brathwaite told a public forum that he was troubled by the absence of a program to help those who have passed through the industrial school, which used to be known as DODS.
At this point in time, I am told by the management of the Government Industrial School that we may have about 3 or 4 young ladies who within the next couple of months might be graduating from the school, but there's no way to send them. There's no mother, no father, no aunt, no uncle, no one who's willing to take in these young women and stuff. And of course, as an adult, as a responsible citizen, I say to myself and I say to the management, will notwithstand the fact that they may be 17 or 18, and in a particular one case where I'm told that particular young lady may be very challenged in terms of supporting herself, we have to find a way to ensure that notwithstanding that they're adults, that we can still give them the kind of support that is necessary.
Another panelist, Corey Lane, the founder of the Nature Fund Ranch for At-Risk Youth, said far more community groups are needed to help young people.
Start community groups within our communities again. Start youth groups within our communities again. They say that evil thrives when good men and women remain silent, and that is what is happening. The blocks are thriving because the bad people are out there most of the time. Not all blocks are bad, but the bad people are out there organizing, and they're being active. We, on the other hand, a lot of times like to point and say how bad they are, but what are we doing to counter that? That is one of the things that I think we can do as an alternative. So talk about groups, community groups, youth groups, and such like that. One of the other things is the creation of employment. I think the lack of opportunities within our society is one of the things that would drive people towards criminal activity. Yes, there were those young people that want $1 million overnight and only see it by way of drugs, prostitution, and all other ills that they can put their hands on. But the idea is for those that do not want to go that road to have those opportunities.
Tree pollen is one of the more common causes of allergy symptoms. One silk cotton tree at Dalkeith Hill, St. Michael, is proven to be particularly bothersome to staff and pupils of the Seventh-day Adventist School. And they are in a bit of a pickle because the tree is not supposed to be destroyed because it has been designated as a tree of national importance. Principal Angela Bushell-Skeet says the tree, which stands upwind of the primary school, causes sneezing, itching and scratching whenever its pods break open and cotton fibers blow downwind. She said this was especially problematic in the dry season. The Allen School held a business careers fair on Tuesday to alert business studies students to opportunities in finance and management. Head of Business Studies Shirley Pollard said there was a great need to educate children about what would be expected from them in a business environment. She said even if students choose a science career, it was still important for them to be aware of the principles of business. Officials from Invest Barbados, the University of the West Indies at Cave Hill, and the firm of Prestige Accounting were among the exhibitors. Nabisco, the maker of Sodabix and Shirley biscuits, is reporting a satisfactory performance for the first half of its financial year, with income before taxation rising by 5.6% in the 6 months ending February the 29th. When taxation was taken into account, the profit for the company was up by 9.4%. Nabisco said exports continued to be a key factor in the company's performance, and it was looking for new markets. Nabisco said it expected the trend in revenue growth to continue for the full financial year in spite of uncertain economic conditions in Barbados and the Caribbean. West Indies cricketer Tino has revealed in his new book that he has slept with between 500 and 650 women. Calling himself, get this, a man whore, the 34-year-old fast bowler claims to have bedded multiple women after his relationship with his former partner with whom he had his son broke down. According to Mail Online, Bess tells a story of how he would not be intimidated by any female and would approach any that he was interested in. He wrote, and I quote, "I love girls and girls love me. I reckon I'm the best looking bald-headed guy in the world. I joke about being the black Brad Pitt. Everywhere I went as a cricketer, I'd talk to girls, date girls and sleep with girls. I reckon I've slept with anywhere between 500 and 650 girls all over the world. We used to have competitions of who could shag the most girls on tour. I think my record on an 11-week tour to Australia in 2005 was more than 40. Still, Bess said playing for the West Indies was ultimately more satisfying than his off-the-field conquests. In sport, real sport now, Josh Burke continued a phenomenal run on Tuesday, beating some of the world's best surfers at the World Surf League's Martinique Surf Pro. The Bajan ace won the air show against some of the best aerialists in the world and also advanced to round 5, taking multiple heat wins along the way. Burke is in the last 32 from a total of 144 competitors. And finally, police in the U.S. state of Georgia arrested a man after he allegedly caused a stink at a bar. A local newspaper reports that a woman told officers 20-year-old Blake Leland Zengo sprayed her in the face with a product designed to smell like flatulence, well, like a fart. A police report says several people left the bar on Saturday citing a foul smell inside and then told police that Blake was the culprit. The police report said a bottle of spray designed to cause an offensive odor was found in his pants pocket. He was arrested and charged with disorderly conduct, public intoxication, and underage consumption of alcohol. And that's Nation News for Wednesday. For more news, log on to nationnews.com and follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And remember to pick up your Daily Nation on Thursday or subscribe to our e-paper.